Hey folks, welcome back to Broke TV 123. I'm your host Rome, and we are working on a 2001 Nissan Xterra with a V6 engine in it, and we're getting the dreaded code. Well, the first time it was a P0300, and then it was a P0303. Okay, so the 300, if you don't know, is a misfire some type, right? So when you hear the word misfire, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Oh, spark plugs, spark plug wires, something like that. Well, unfortunately, it could be something else other than that. Okay. So the 303 is the actual third uh, cylinder number 3. Okay. So now let me explain what we've done to this already. Okay. Um, Now we bought this. It was of course it was used and everything. And usually when we buy and sell cars. So basically what we do is we buy a car. We change the oil, we'll change the coolant, um, change the if we think it needs changing, we'll change the transmission fluid in the filter. Um, and we don't do newer cars or anything like that. We stick to the old basics and all that, right? And uh, so we changed spark plugs. Spark plugs were nasty. Um, we even changed the distributor on it, and the reason why is because these vehicles have a module in their distributor that goes bad after a while, and you can't just replace the module. You have to replace the whole distributor. Okay, so um, now the spark plug wires were already changed. So we excuse me, we changed the mass airflow sensor because we got a code for that, and I'm sorry I can't remember what number that was, but it was a code for it. But the air intake as well. Let me show you here. Bear with me one second. There we go. All right, that's better. So mass airflow sensor changed. The air intake also changed because it was like cracking, all up in here and everything, and it was letting in too much air and all that. So it was just running like really rough. And so then, it started up and everything. So we took it down the road. Well, as soon as you floor it, the that P303 code would come up, P0303, as in the third cylinder. So I'm like, what the heck? Is there something wrong with the cylinder itself? God, I hope not. So I pulled the spark plug out. It looked okay. It looked, the brand new spark plug. It looked like it was working. Let's just put it that way. So then we did a little bit more research and found that these vehicles can have bad fuel injectors. Now I'll show you here. So you got 1, 2, and then number 3 in the back there, and there's 4, 5, and 6. Right? I'm not saying in cylinder numbers. I'm just saying you got one fuel injector per cylinder. So what we did, we lucked out. Where you see that one, we took that one out. That is cylinder number 3. And let me show you here. There it is. Now they're stuck really down in there. So you gotta, take a pair of pliers to what I'm holding right there and kind of wiggle it back and forth and all that and then pull it out. And I actually broke this one. I broke the sides of it because I grabbed it in the wrong place basically, but it's junk anyway. And as soon as we took it out, whew, old gas. You can always tell it's old gas because it doesn't smell like beautiful gasoline. It is a putrid smell, is what I call it. It's bad. So it's enough to make you nauseous. So what we done, I have another one on order. By the way, so if you don't want to go to your local auto parts store, um, yeah, you can order off of Amazon or eBay and get stuff really cheap. I'm not sure how long it'll last, but I ordered and I got all 6 fuel injectors for less than $80. So whereas it would cost that for one at the auto parts store. So I'm not crapping on auto parts stores because I still use them for certain things. But anyway, so also we decided as soon as we smelled the bad gas, we were like, okay, we need to change the fuel filter. So I'm waiting for another one to arrive, but here's your fuel filter. Okay. And if you're wondering, if you took it off and you're like, oh man, I can't remember which way it went in. So it goes up in here. We're on the passenger side. And it's about right in this area right here. I mean, you got to get up under there and it's a pain. Okay. But it's like right up in there. It's basically right in front of the front side of the gas tank. Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, it is. But it's very easy. Well, if you got a lift, it's super easy to change because you can get up in there with both hands and be like, me, I'm getting on the ground, and getting it, and it was a pain. But all it is you got a rubber hose going in on each side, and it's like little clamps, and the clamps take a Phillips head screwdriver. From what I could see, that's what they were on mine. I don't know if it's ever been changed, but as soon as I took it off, man, you could smell the old gas. Now, at first I was wondering, I was like, well, wait a minute. How am I supposed to get the gas out of the tank? Well, what I'm going to do is put me a vat down there since I have the filter off. And a friend of mine suggested this. He was like, yeah, just jump in there and turn the key on. As soon as the fuel pump comes on, it'll push that gas right out. Good thinking, bud. I'm like, oh yeah, duh. So trying to make it easy, right? So nothing else goes wrong. I have heard all kinds of different things go wrong with these. The timing belt go bad on them, stuff like that. But I tell you what's really cool about these vehicles. It's an 01. I don't even think it even gets a emissions test anymore. Now I'm here in North Carolina, so I want to say that it's just a safety inspection, and also it doesn't have like all the electronics on it that the newer cars have today. I mean, dude, it's got a distributor, right? A lot of your new cars have coils instead of wires, and wait till you have to go buy one of those coils, depending on what kind of car you got. I've priced them out anywhere from $40-$50 up to a couple $100 a piece. Yeah. So sold many of them when I worked at an auto parts store. So anyway, yeah, we just changed the air filter. It needed changing. And so yeah, that's about about it. Also, what we're going to do is once we get all the bad gas out, put fresh gas in, and also we're going to put some fuel treatment in there too. Me personally, I like to use either, well, Lucas comes in like the little skinny bottles. If you've ever been in an auto parts store, you've probably bought them. If I had a bottle here, I'd show you. But anyway, it's a skinny bottle, skinny clear little bottle. Anyway, you put that in your gas tank, and so you put that in there, and then I guess you could put a little bit of gas first, and then put that in there, let it mix in, and then fill up your gas tank. And so what that does, it'll run through it'll clean out your injectors and all that. Lucas is a very good brand name that I trust. No, I'm not sponsored by them or anything like that. I'm not sponsored by anybody. But I can tell you though that I haven't heard any complaints of it. I've used it myself. Yeah, works pretty good. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. And hopefully we don't have to change any more of those injectors, because the hardest part is having to take off that big old manifold right there to get to the other three. And these out here, though, you can get to them. The second hardest part is, I'll show you here. So this is the cap that holds on the fuel injector, right? You put the fuel injector in and you put this on top of it. And then it's got these two screws. For some reason, they are Phillips head. That is a bad design, because this is what happens when you sit there and fight one trying to get it out. You end up boogering it up. So what I might do, instead of putting that screw back in, I'll give me some bolts and put them in there. Yeah. Give me something with like an 8mm head on it, whatever. Yeah, that's what they should have done. That's, to me, if you use Phillips head screws on a vehicle, to me, that's being kind of lazy. Phillips head screws need to be put in wood. That's just my opinion. So, yeah. Anyway, I'm trying to remember if I need to show you anything else. I think that's about it. Oh, yeah, I do need to show you. When you change the spark plugs on this, right, you've got, let's see, you got 1, 2, 3 right there. And then you got 4, 5, 6. Now this one back here, you can't even see it. It's down behind the engine. And it is very difficult to get out because you're going in it blind, right? So what I use is swivel. Of course, not that socket there, but an actual, use a spark plug socket. But anyway, use a swivel because it kind of goes down and kind of like an angle. It's weird. And then you use, like a short extension. And you just get back in there like this. There's a guy that's got a cool video. Kind of shows you a little better, whatever. But anyway, that's the gist of it. And it's a pain. That is the hardest thing, man. God. I didn't think I was ever going to get that thing out. It took me forever. I do need to change a belt on this. And of course, it's not the first one, it's the one behind it. I noticed that it was cracked. So we'll take care of that. But any vehicle that we sell, you know, we try to be, you know, legit on and make sure that, you know, there's nothing wrong with it or whatever. I do have a small oil leak that I need to find out where it's coming from. I have heard, I don't know the truth in it, but I have heard that the passenger side valve cover gaskets on these leak, and they'll leak down behind the engine and all that, just cause a big old fuss. But other than that, the interior looks pretty good. Everything. It does have some seat covers on it. I have not taken them off or anything because they're nice seat covers. These seat covers are probably the best seat covers I've ever seen. I don't know where they came from. They probably came offline or something like that because I ain't never seen them in the store. But they actually zip up. So, but anyway, as you can see, got a nice steering wheel cover on it. Now this it has 212, almost 212,000 miles, but it is a 2001. So we got brand new tires on it, brand new front brake pads. Cloth seats are really nice in the back, and rear wiper works. Brand new wiper blade. And the door shocks on each side, they work, but I think I'm going to replace them, just for the simple fact because if you heard it when I opened it up, it was like, and that was kind of annoying. So I didn't like that. But anyway, decent back. You can see where it's got a lot of room because the back seats they fold down forward. So yeah, it's the only thing I don't like is that the glass doesn't open. And you know, usually on these SUVs, they do, but not on this one. But it's an Xterra. I believe it's an XE. I believe that's right. So still got the roof rack on top. It's got the roof rack tray too. I wouldn't be surprised if people go in junkyards and steal these. All you do is you unscrew this one. There's 4 of them. 1, 2, and then 3 and 4, and then that whole tray just lifts right out. I guess so that you can like maybe get with a friend and you can load up the tray and then put the tray back up in there and slide it into place and lock it in. So got brand new vent visors on it too. So those come in handy. If you want to get a little air in there while it's raining, you don't have to worry about the rain coming in. Yeah, it's always good. So anyway, there's probably some more stuff that I'm not mentioning that we've done to it or whatever. I can't really think of anything else. But anyway, appreciate y'all watching. Sorry, I know it's a long video, but I wanted to give as much information as I could. Oh, it's got new lights on the front. Like, this is all new. And it's got a new grill on the front. The other one was like all nasty. So it's like, you know what? For the price of it, we'll just replace it. So all new headlights, turn signals, the front lower valance, and it's also got a rear bumper too. Nice rear bumper. And it's also got a hitch too. Forgot to mention that. It's got a hitch on it. So it's a cool little vehicle. I might sell it. I might keep it. I don't know. You'll see. Thanks for watching Broke TV, guys. I really appreciate y'all.